Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Borderlands 2. I want to make a point of basically an editor's note here that right now as these videos are getting uploaded, there is something in the music of this DLC in this area specifically that is getting content ID'd on YouTube, whereas none of the rest of Borderlands got content ID. I've disputed them under fair use. Maybe that will get accepted, maybe it won't. That's always a coin flip on YouTube, but I certainly, if I was just trying to make money, would come in here and turn the music off. But honestly, my channel's not monetized right now anyways because I don't have enough subscribers, so I might as well just make good quality content and move forward. So I could have also decided to exit out and run through this area. Well, exit out and load back into this area just in case there was going to be a bit of bugginess. Right now it doesn't feel like there is going to be too much bugginess. Interesting, there's a fire up there. I think we've been to that area, but that might not actually be the case. We're trying the shotgun. And again, if I had exited out, those would have reset. And that would have been helpful. Also, there would probably be enemies here. Like, they're doing something kind of different. Let's see. Oh, this is a Theodore. So, every time it reloads, you throw it. Interesting. But these guys level up, and when they level up, they get their health back. Interesting. And because they're running towards me, they are also getting me to basically put caustic stuff on top of my own shield. So I don't think we're actually ever going to get to that area at this rate. It just doesn't seem like that's going to happen. You can see these teepees are made out of metal more than actual. We've got a witch doctor setting a bunch of things on fire. I kind of wish I could pick this up and throw it. That feels like that should be a feature. So we have a burning witch doctor, which I'm gonna try and decide to keep everybody. Yeah, this gun seems so slow though. Like, it really seems too slow. Let's see. Throw a grenade. At some point I got that guy convinced I was attacking him, probably with some explosive damage. Seriously, I don't think there's any enemies around here. And see, this is definitely a problem. You can't open chests, by the way, which I guess also means you probably couldn't pick up health when you're in a dying state. Like, there's definitely an issue there of not really being able to save yourself and playing as a solo player experience. So this gun doesn't really work. This gun, the shotgun that I'm using, I mean, we could try this other shotgun. Why do I have two shotguns? Probably because it's a 2-door and corrosive, but probably shouldn't have it. Also, while we're over here, let's use that. Yeah, it almost feels like a little bit of a Dark Souls influence. Now, I kind of think Dark Souls 1 was out by the time this game came out, but maybe it wasn't. My timeline on release dates could be a little off. But if you imagine these levels were Dark Souls-ish, and the enemies were very well placed and scripted, and that you aren't supposed to run into any random enemies at all. That's kind of what the feeling I'm getting, and the enemies don't really respawn as much in this area as they would normally. I'm starting to wonder if the reason why I'm getting content ID'd from the music on this is because the music is just playing way louder too. Seems like this gun works really well as a shotgun. I'm liking this. It's fast, it has a really fast reload speed. I'm in the middle of corrosive goo. What does it mean when he says unworthy opponents? Does that mean anything, or is that just a random flavor text? So yeah, I'm really liking that gun. Again, nothing behind the waterfall. Seems like they hate that concept. For as many waterfalls have been created and nothing is behind any of them. I would be cool with the idea of doing a Borderlands / Dark Souls combination. So yes, this is just a short path that will connect us back here so we can make a faster path towards where we were before. The fact that every time you die in Dark Souls it resummons all the enemies is something that I personally don't like. I don't think that makes a fun gameplay experience. I'd be cool with they respawn or they regain health every time you die. Well, they regain health every time you die, but they don't respawn if you kill them. And every single enemy in the game, like Dark Souls, then being a sub-boss on their own. That being said, the fact that this doesn't feel as random as the rest of the Borderlands series does indicate that a change has been made, for better or worse. And I'm thinking that this is probably the last bit of DLC, so maybe it's a very intentional and logical change to have really, really strong but fewer enemies. For somebody to shoot. Perhaps if I didn't have somewhat underpowered guns that I bought with keys, then this wouldn't be as much of a challenge. Let's see, we're looking for money, I suppose, but we're also looking for We're looking for Cult of the Vault symbols. There's 2 of them. This explosive damage is also going through shields, so maybe I just have lucked into the right combination of weapons for this kind of fight. And that's a scary idea, certainly, that a significant portion of players might just go into a fight with the wrong weapon and suffer greatly from it. That's not how Borderlands should be. Okay, there's nothing over here. There's these cages. Prisoners. Well, do we have a way of freeing the prisoners? So it feels like we may have a quest where we come back and free prisoners. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more than 3 quests in this area. That would make sense. Is there a way up there? Yes, there is. Guess I have to work my way around it. And that was very just randomly spawning. Like, people just appeared. Like, these savages seem to have an ability none of the other enemies do, where they can just appear in set groups and spots. Alright, can I pull this off? Come on. Alright. And so we're back to where we were. And this should wrap around to over here. So you can pick up things and open things in your deception mode, you just can't do it in the dying mode. What does this prisoner look like, by the way? It's just a savage. Just a couple savage prisoners. Well, that was all just to get me to move a little bit further down this direction, where I wouldn't be surprised if something else spawns. Honestly, the music that's playing right now does not sound too different from the main game music. So, a slight variation at best. It sounds very much like all the other Borderlands generic background music. To be fair, the music in Borderlands would have to be pretty generic, because the last thing you'd want it to do is be so recognizable that people realize it's playing over and over again for hundreds of hours of gameplay. Yep. I'm not certain, but I get the feeling we're closer to the end of Borderlands than I would think. Let's see. The shotgun also has a nice targeting ratio. It has a high accuracy, so this isn't just one of the shotguns that you would use at point blank range. Like, oddly, you could probably play with just 2 shotguns and switch between the one that has a high targeting rate and one that has a low accuracy. Getting more skins. We're over there. Spending probably way too much time looking for Call to the Vault things. So now we go this way, and this will be into a new area. So we've kind of seen everything here, but it really feels like there should be a respawn point pretty quickly here, because this is kind of the midpoint of the map. Well, I guess I called that. But it's a little odd there's no vending machine. Like, I suppose there's no real canonical argument or idea. I can't even see what I'm looking at. Am I seeing the ship? Or what? Like, I could see just as well with this zoom than I could with anything else. That looks like a new symbol. So that probably is the ship. Yeah. Theoretically, if somebody could have launched these renew stations at some point, somebody could have put vending machines also, unless these renew stations are just shot from the Hyperion moonshot base in the sky somewhere. Where? I don't even know what a moon is. Can't even see it. It's so foggy. But if you can shoot one piece of technology. So these are elite savages. I believe I just convinced a couple of them to fall off the edge of the bridge. Yeah, I did. Look, there's one over here. So Borderlands is not programmed and designed. Oh, this guy has a handsome Jack face on him. Like, their ragdoll bodies, I guess, are okay with flying in the sky, but when they're moving, which would be other levels of code, this is where ragdolling comes from. His body is just getting shot into the sky. Yeah, let's throw a grenade and see if it would affect the ragdoll. Nope, didn't. Let's see. Well, we'll just do this and this and that.
What the hell? Those were literally my best guys. Oh god, I'm so screwed. Crap.
Let's see. So yeah, there was literally no code for somebody being blown and not into the sky and not having a landing spot, apparently, so it just locked in that place. The good news, I suppose you could say about this, is at least it's not defaulted to the T-pose. But clearly this is a very buggy section of the map designed, whereas honestly I would have been trying to program and embrace that idea of knocking people off the edge of the bridge. Let's see, we've got somebody somewhere. Alright, so we've got a vampire witch doctor, so that is not going to work. I've got to refill and probably keep my distance. And see, I think he's refilling his health even now when he's attacking me. So there's still a lot of trouble killing those guys. They don't feel like they're programmed quite right to deal with different types of players with different types of stats. I guess I'm not dying on them constantly, but it is kind of annoying how often I am dying on the vampire witch doctors compared to even other witch doctors. We're picking up all kinds of guns and shields and things, and we're at level 38 now, so there's this factor also of being in kind of a great position.
An illusion fools you all. I move for the kill.
Let's see. Throw a grenade to pull them all together. Out of grenades. Alright, we have a crippling witch doctor. We have no grenades. We don't have a lot of things. Running low on bullets. And see, I think either I went the wrong direction or I'm gonna have to wrap myself around this mountain, because we're not ending up at the lair. And we're moving the main story forward. There's another Cult of the Vault. So, if I'm going to stick with my usual statistics, I'll never find the third one. Not that it really even matters, it barely gives you like 5 XP. 5 skill points towards, not XP, but skill points towards your badass ranking. I probably wouldn't be too upset, honestly, if Borderlands 3 came out and it didn't have any challenges and it didn't have any badass rankings. But it probably would hurt the replayability a little bit. But it really is a replay concept for people who have already played the game a couple of times already. I've got this witch doctor after me, so I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. Let's start by coming over here, grabbing things in case we die. So I think I just kind of convinced everything to despawn or hide. This is ridiculous. Like, it didn't work at all. Seriously. See, this thing is locked on to me, so I can't even escape that way. Come on, seriously, game. I'm empty on 3 of my 4 guns. I'm full on equipment. I can't do anything for this guy. Let's just go over here. I mean, seriously, what can you even do? Hunker down in an inside building, I suppose. This might be a game point in some games where you would sleep, I suppose. Alright. Well, hunker down in this area, I guess, and maybe think about changing guns. Totally out of ammo here. I've got 18 ammo here. I've got a decent amount of ammo here. So we switch. Like, we kind of can't switch things too much, even though I'm out of rocket launcher guns. I kind of need it. So I can only really switch that. Meanwhile, let's drop that, drop that, drop that, drop that, drop that one, and drop that one. And let's see if we've got some things that we can perhaps use. There. some new skins for the fan boat. We have a shield we wouldn't use. Higher capacity, slower recharge rate. Slightly higher capacity for less recharge delay. No. No. Well, this one would actually absorb bullets. And that's kind of what we need right now. It's not a big change from what we have. Sell that one and that one. So I have like 9 more bullets I can try and pick up. Alright, that's not gonna work. I accomplished some other challenge there. I'm like trying to save every single bullet.
A ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
So it seems like if I jump down here, this is the area we're going for. And we may just have to run around at some point and come back this way. Can I make this jump? Like, this doesn't feel like I can make a jump here. And if I fail it, there's about a 50% chance I fall off the edge of the mountain. But honestly, I'm about dead anyways, so... And it seems like you can make the jumps a little bit further than you think. And honestly, more than anything else, I needed bullets. So we just picked up a new gun. What does that look like compared to what we have? That looks better. In more damage, a much faster reload speed, and yeah, that looks good. So let's try that new gun. Alright, now, still out of ammo for this. Now there's nowhere to go here. I definitely can't make that jump. So ideally I'm trying to make it back to this point. And then doesn't feel like there's actually a way down here. Alright, we're now on top of this. But I don't think that would have meant anything. Okay. So we're gonna head to Blacktail.
Activate the pheromones if you haven't already.
So we're gonna activate the pheromones. Use our health to get up here.
Time to go to work.
Is there anything to collect over here? Not yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch this gun out. Okay, let's do this. Release the pheromones. So I have what, one?
Quickly, take him out.
That's not working. He has a shield on him, but not too much health.
Ammo necessary.
Come on. Oh, I only have a few seconds here.
Well done. That's one more trophy for the wall.
And almost, some of those things almost fell off the edge. What is this supposed to be? This creature? It doesn't really look like anything else. Interesting. Well, that wasn't too bad, but it certainly could have gotten very bad very quickly had I not been able to kill him in that 1 minute's time. That's certainly a new type of quest. It's better than the deliver things under a minute quest by far. And that only leaves us here with this quest now. So yeah, there was a path over here that I missed. Are there any bullets over here that I may have missed? See how weird this feels when you just walk back through an area and there's kind of nothing? Like nobody spawns anywhere or does anything at all. I assume I missed these things and they're not refilling. Right, so where are we going before we move forward? It's still like a really far away. This really does feel like it's just like lasering the guy. Yeah, and until the witch doctor decides to show himself, like there's kind of nothing you can do. Like it's not working. Yeah, this is just killing me. So let's just get out of this area and ignore all of this and just go up here. Yeah, even though I got that new gun, I kind of don't like it. It's slow. Let's try it here. Like, it just has a really slow fire rate to it. Like, if I'm holding down the trigger, it's slow. If I'm pumping the trigger like a Jacobs, it's kind of slow. Try this. I've got a couple of grenades that might work. This slag scallion. Taking its sweet time to die. They're clearly not. Yeah, I do think these queens do spawn more enemies. But at least these guys are doable, unlike the witch doctors. Like, I'm having to run away quite a lot, which is not something that feels normal to a Borderlands game. Right. So there's a path over here, and then we have a respawn point. That's nice. And what's over here? I want to see this map as much as possible, because I doubt we'll come back here. Although there might be a reason to come back. Like, it's starting to feel a little bit like the content might get stretched a little too much, though. And we might hit a point where there's just a bunch of optional things you could do, but not realistic, and aren't missions that would be realistic to try and accomplish at even level 38. It's kind of odd that I can take on 7 or 8 of those guys and I'm fine, but one witch doctor kills me. So we have a section here that we can get a couple things from. Alright, let's back to playing menu hero. Max health 28. Assault rifle, max grenade count +2. Interesting. It's an interesting thing, actually. We've got a skin, and then we can go ahead and drop that one, and let's go back up to these guns. Yeah, drop that one, and yeah, that's nothing. Toss that one. So we'll just, yeah, toss all that. Dump that. Some of these, like, small chests, they probably would do better if there was some magical way that, like, bullets and guns would come out of those in rare cases, because we kind of need that. So we found 2 of the nest egg. So there's a 3rd nest somewhere like this that has guns in it. Interesting. And map-wise, seems like there's a little bit more to the right. Guess that's just some awkward lighting. So there's like 2 checkpoints for both of these. Looks like that path does go to the ship, so this is probably the wrong way, which is the right way for me, because no, actually this is heading to the ship too, so whatever. Almost feel like the game has thrown me a bone and decided to not spawn any enemies anywhere near me. Alright, so one assumes that I can't do something like that. Okay. I wasn't really expecting that to work, but whatever. These guys are all deciding to fight against the same things. So I used 2 grenades there, and that took out some of them. And we've got another slag witch doctor. 50 more savages need to be killed for the challenge. I just killed that guy and it didn't count, so I don't know if maybe the spore killed him or what. Let's see. We've got this guy. He needs to go away. Are we good?
Your eyes deceive you. An illusion fools you all. I move for the kill.
More bullets. More bullets. The good news, I think, is because I'm using a rifle now, I'm probably not using as many bullets as before. So next time I go to a vending machine and refill my bullet stash, I may have a lot more money after that point. I think we're at 215,000 right now, and they're putting these checkpoints everywhere. So this is the final big boss fight, and one kind of assumes that Nakayama might be an unexpected twist, like that there's something different to him. He's gonna be more of a robot or something, or a computer AI, or super strong. Let's go and just use 4 grenades. So there's one more guy shooting at me. Look at that side roll.
I enjoyed that.
These guys really do know how to dodge. Who else is shooting at me still? I absorbed 20 bullets with my absorption shield. That's nice. And we're getting little bits of experience. Not really enough to push us towards the next level. Well, I'm a little surprised I'm this high even for the first playthrough. I could easily see like 3/4 of the way through a second playthrough I would hit max level. Which really wouldn't be much of an issue. You can play this game. I don't know actually. I've never made it to max level, but I would suspect you could play this game on max level just fine, and there still is a metric. It says when you pause the game, talking about how the enemies get stronger if you play in co-op, so with other players. So even if you had 4 max level players, you're still going to get decent drops and decent guns. I suppose if you put 30 or 40 hours into the process of playing at max level, grinding out new guns, you'd eventually realize that the odds and the chances of you getting a new gun that even interested you are going to go down pretty significantly. Yeah, there's an ammo dump machine over here that I missed, and a quick change station, which maybe that will be the place where we reset everything. And we're just here. So maybe these guys come to life and they attack you as giant Hyperion machines. See, there's certainly something here about Nakayama manipulating, controlling, tricking the savages to worship Handsome Jack. Like, you assume that the savages were not just also on the plane crash that landed Nakayama here, and that they were here a lot earlier. A lot of the story in Borderlands 2 doesn't matter, and it doesn't get really explained, but if these were Hyperion employees that immediately devolved into lunatics, there needs to be some explanation on as to why that happened. Like, the general explanation is that most of the people that were brought to Pandora were criminals and lunatics in the first place. And that this universe is just very prevalent. So yeah, these are Hyperion loader bots, or warrior bots, or whatever, covered in blood. So it wouldn't have surprised me if they decided to attack you.
Remember, the code is 134.
134. I bet the code is not 134. There was a point in...
Alright, you made it. Remember, the code is 134.
Like, there was no talk of codes at all. So, what is lit up right now? Pointing at 1, pointing at 3, pointing at 4. Yeah. The Secret Army of General Knox had a code system kind of like this. They seem to experiment with these things. Nothing.
Oh crap, they got the door open! Crap, go! God damn it! I wanted my secret weapon to be ready by the time you got it! This isn't fair! It isn't fair!
And so this is just gonna take me to an entire area. Well, I definitely wasn't expecting an entire, like, section here. It's not a fast travel section. It doesn't seem like it. And it seems like we're going down this route to start the fight. Or we're going over here. Guess we're not going over here. Doesn't seem like I can work my way through there. Alright. So, menu hero again. Where do we want to, what do we want to replace? I'm gonna replace that. And then, what do we have a lot to look at? Shotguns. We'll start by looking at like shotguns compared to other shotguns. Nope. I'm probably spending too much effort on this, honestly. There we go. And then looks like rocket launchers. Also, we have a couple of those. Let's see, 3 times the damage, explosive damage, less accuracy, less reload rate, but more bullets and more reload speed. 8, 16, 24. Yeah, I don't think that's quite where we want it to be, but I'll try it. And then we'll sell that one. And this one. And then next we want to compare SMGs. See if we've got any good deals on SMGs. That's no good. That's no good. That's no good. Good. Where else are we on the menu? Oh, there's probably some other things. Hero max health 28 versus max health 20 means I can sell that. Can sell that. Can sell that. And then the last thing would be this gun, which is a Jacobs, so I can sell that. So we are at $217,299. We sell that, we get to $278,098. Let's see, we have an amp shield. I want to keep my absorption shield because now I actually know that there's a reason for it. Why am I keeping this assassin skin?
Set out.
Let's see. So that challenge was completed. Interesting.
When you think murder, think Marcus munitions. May it keep you safe in your travels.
So how much money am I going to lose now refilling my bullets?
Thanks for the stretch.
Well, not that much. Okay.
Goodbye, friend. If you shop anywhere else, I'll have you killed.
And I think we're good. Like, honestly, I think I'm just gonna jump in here and start the fight, and like we could end the recording here and leave it on a cliffhanger, but honestly I think this is gonna be relatively simple. We get a cutscene with some kind of half robot Jackenstein creature, which we've not been having these kind of issues.
I disappear. A ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
Let's see. So I don't know what I'm targeting right now. Seems like he's It seems like we're probably trying to destroy his armor stuff. Well, wait a minute. How am I supposed to be able to survive that? If he throws something at me, I'm straight up dead. So these straight up lightning attacks should do a significant amount of damage to these types of guys. And these loaders are just automatically getting respawned. So it's more doable now. So apparently you're supposed to lightning the lightning equipment. Like, I've got to get good shots on this gun loader or I'm gonna die. Go and throw a grenade. Let's see. So another one down. So it's like water everywhere on the ground. I don't know if this is an intentional idea or if that's just because the whole system has decided to be flooded. Alright. So now when I hit this guy, am I hitting him with the right kind of equipment, or let's see, he's not really taking any damage there. So we've got to figure out something else. Let's see. He's taking little bits of damage, and that's kind of it. Let's see. What else do we have? Thank goodness that they had enough enemies on the ground so I can get some second wins, but even at this rate it's not the greatest experience. So it is lightning that we're looking for. We want lightning to the chest. Run. This feels like I've got to actually target his chest though, because it seems like the rest of his chest is like totally armored. Doesn't feel like it's taking any damage at all. It's just like bouncing. So, like, what are you supposed to do in the meantime here? Let's use this. Get some more bullets. So they've got some refill the bullet stations. Alright, I see. You gotta really target that chest. Yeah. Anything else drop anything? So, slightly frustrating, I would say, to say the least, to have to wait till he opens up his chest plate to do the final bits of damage. But we figured it out. And so now we're gonna find Nakayama and shoot him. He's like infused with slag.
I'm terrified right now, but I think I've still got a chance to stop you, Vault Hunter. You may be a walking apocalypse, but I've got my brains and my guns and this ship. I may just have a chance again.
He's died, falling down the stairs. See, I thought that might be like a thing where you potentially were going to have to fight some kind of really slag-infused crazy character. See, this feels a lot like Secret Army of General Knox, except for there's kind of nothing. $69 there. $90 there. Am I missing things? $87 there. $858 there. That seems like that's probably just random. The real thing that we want here, I would say, is iridium. Give me lots and lots of iridium and I'll be happy. Interesting. So we go straight to credits here. I wasn't really expecting this, and Triptych Games clearly made some of this DLC. Wasn't expecting credits. You know, there's some arguments about how much does Gearbox really make of any of their games, because Borderlands, the license, the IP, the intellectual property, is owned by 2K Games. They license it to Gearbox to make, but then also Gearbox, in several of the games they've made, have also sub-licensed it. Now, it's not odd at all that a DLC portion would be handed to another team, and that certainly would explain some slight differences in the way it feels and it plays. So I don't know if this DLC is really from Gearbox, or 50% from Gearbox and 50% from Triptych, or 90% from Gearbox and 90% from Triptych. All these names could be on the credits simply because they worked on the main game in Gearbox, in Gearbox's case, or maybe these are people that actually worked on it. Doesn't seem like we're gonna get anything here, so I kind of want to skip the credits. Let's see if I can just do that. Yeah, just hit the B button and skip the credits. Apologies for not showing the credits to any developer out there, but I'm not really interested in it. So we've got a gun, we've got a bunch of money, we have increase in fight for your life, increasing corrosive damage. Now the problem we're going to run into is we're going to have not enough room for them, for everything. And for the most part, I guess we'll not look at anything right now and we'll look at it later. So also feels very much like the secret armory of General Knox, that you really won't be able to do this but twice in a gameplay. Like, well, once in a gameplay and then once again on the second gameplay. So you kind of need to make sure that this DLC is the last DLC you do in playing your second gameplay. And this was not explained at all. Like, at no point did I get told that this was a option. Look, it seems like I'm gonna finish that quest too. Interesting. Okay, so let's come over here, and we probably can't run back, so we're gonna have to make major decisions on what we keep. So this shield at level 35 is not important. That's not important. That's not important. This one does a lot more damage. Well, a little bit more damage with a higher burst radius. Just has a longer fuse time of 3 seconds. I'm not sure I want that, honestly, so we'll hold on to it. Let's see. That's trash. That's trash. That's trash. Let's see. Shield recharge rate plus 30% instead of health gen. I don't think I can do anything but health gen. And I should have sold this a long time ago. But I was keeping it because of the extra skills. But honestly, I should sell it. Right. That's trash. 3,000. That's trash. How does that compare to like this gun? In no way. Okay, we'll drop those, but I think we're gonna have to make some major choices, some more, really quickly here. See, this always felt very much the same issue, where you ended up at the secret army of General Knox, not really capable of collecting everything you would have liked to collect, because this is kind of designed for, it's designed for 4 players to be looting this area, not just 1 player, and there's only so much it can do to adjust. Right, we need to come back. Shotguns. Let's see. That's not as good. You know what I'll do is I'll compare handguns. 2 other handguns. This slow fire rate I didn't like, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. And I guess things that are just like 2,000 need to start getting eliminated from consideration. Alright, we'll make a secondary pile here. And we'll drop these greens. And we'll drop this. And we'll drop that. And that. And I think we'll drop this too. So we've got an assault gun. Here we can compare to other assault guns. Let's see, consumes 2 ammo per shot, but does a lot more damage. That's a Jacobs. Let's see, deals bonus damage, does a lot more damage, has a slower fire rate, which might be a good idea. Honestly. Although I probably should have an electric gun of some sort. Let's see, does more damage at a slower fire rate a little bit. Consumes 4 ammo per shot though. Then sniper rifles. Okay. So there's some more. We'll leave. Iridium. More guns. Open more things.
Mine.
We've got a legendary. Let's see. So this legendary, the Horde will always return. Consumes reduced ammo per shot. Just kidding. No, it doesn't. Ruthless Mongol. Highly effective versus shields. It does a little less damage, but it has better accuracy and better reload speed and better magazine size. So we'll equip that. We'll pick that one up. We'll take the money. Take some more money. We still got some things to do here. Would have been really nice for them to have bothered to put a vending machine on this side. But at least compared to the Secret Armory of General Knox, this is not a timer. Nothing's counting down, making us rush through this process. But we certainly are going along here. But I think we deserve this little extra time on this episode. Okay. So you have this replicator, and now we need to come back and again just drop some things. Corrosive damage, Right, we can sell, drop that one, drop that one. Let's go ahead and think we can also drop all the greens. Yeah, we probably hit the point where we could drop all the greens, or at least right now we can, without any real concern. And we may have to come back and change our opinion on that. So we have a green, a bunch of greens, a bunch more greens. I'm just gonna kind of leave all of those alone and not even bother to try and pick up any of them. Green, 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 green. On the central platform. Pink? I don't even know what pink is. What was that gun that we just picked up? A pink style. Must have been a purple. Yeah, we must have picked up like a new purple gun. Certainly if I wasn't using golden keys all over the place, this would be a major haul. Like way better improvements to the guns you probably would have had. But certainly once you do have golden keys just by following Gearbox on Facebook and Twitter, or Twitter, frankly, you don't even have to follow them on both. You might miss out on a few keys, but not that many if you don't follow them on both. Like, you really can just cheat your way into everything. Let's see. Max health, Jack, Jacob's accessibility, increases the weapon's capacity. Jacob's accuracy recovery. Interesting. And how much is a green there worth? Not that much. It's odd. It feels very odd to just leave Iridium class mod things. Alright. Take the blues. The weird thing about this though is I really don't know for certain. I can't swear to it that some of these whites or these or the blues or the greens might be better than even a purple. Like, it's possible that that's the way it is, but I just don't know. And looking at all the stats, is too much of an effort. Like Borderlands being an RPG, so we just need like 4 free spaces, and then I'm gonna be leave. Like, because they're an RPG to start off with, the idea of them well, the idea of being a cheap and easy to understand RPG, so it kind of makes less sense than it should. Let's see. Just gonna sell that. And let's find something else we can drop. What is the SMG that we were using? Yeah, this one does more damage by a little bit, but I think that's good enough to drop that. So that should be enough.
Not bad.
There. Like, I really want to pick up these last two, though. So, yeah. Let's see if we can find a couple other things that... Let's see. This is the one we were gonna use. Yeah, we compare that one to this one and that one. Drop those two and take these two instead, just so I pick them up. There might be a Cult of the Vault somewhere around here too. Everything else is getting left. And I guess we turn in the quests. And then we're gonna have to think about some other things. Like, so, like, this is where, like, this quest, we haven't found any two-legged drifters. We'd have to run around the main area. This quest requires us to turn in the claptrap. We should turn that in. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna travel back to Sanctuary, look at all the guns, sell all the guns, see if maybe I could fast travel back to this area, to that area, and pick up some more guns and sell those guns too. And then if that gets me to the point of having like 500,000 gold, which it very possibly might, then I should at that point have the challenge done, the For the Horde challenge, and then I'll be able to gamble all that away, which might get me potentially 50 iridium. So yeah, we've gone about 30 minutes long, and there's still going to be a little bit of work that we have to do in the next recording. Technically we're done with this DLC, but I think we'll spend probably an hour in it next time, or at least most of an hour. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.